As the year 2013 comes to a close, and meteors and all kinds of things come crashing down on us, I want to at least get out this list of at least 10 games that I thought were pretty darn good and well-deserved to be on the list, in my opinion. So, okay, number 1, Nanakuni, The Wrath of the White Witch. And the reason I'm mentioning this one first, now this is not in no particular order, there's nothing lesser or greater about any of these games, just the fact that there's in the general list. And Nanakuni is one of those RPGs that just really draws you in. It has a really in-depth and pretty challenging learning curve, and as well as it's overall pretty good as an RPG. Keeps you on your toes, good storyline, I love the music to it, just fantastic music. Obviously I'm muting that in this video. And it's just, oh gosh, beautiful landscapes. Oh, I could just go on about it for weeks, but however, need to move on. Number 2 is Fire Emblem Awakening. Now this game is by far pretty darn good. It's not amazing, it's not fantastic, but it was damn good. I thought it was one of those definite tactical RPGs I was actually engrossed into. I found myself playing it till the end, and I was not bored once. I loved building up my units, learning a little bit behind the romance between each character as you develop them, and of course, the storyline, which was pretty nice. Going into number 3, it is Tomb Raider. I'm not talking about Lara Croft and her, bouncy boobs within fighting Tyrannosaurus Rexes. I'm talking about her reboot, her refresh, and her open world adventure, which is by far something that was very addicting to the very end. The replayability and the explorability of this game is just daunting. Gorgeous to look at, and I do hope they make a sequel to this one, but add much more exploration and behind it, and refine the combat, which by far doesn't need too much of an improvement because it's pretty darn good as it is. But give us more things to do with a bow and arrow, please. Just give us more to do. Just take all the guns out. Just give us a bunch of bows and arrows. That's all we ever need. Next, of course, is BioShock Infinite. Now, this game is freaking gorgeous. It's just a beautiful game. Soundtrack, just bar none. Storyline's good. I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's good. And it has a lot of plot twists, a lot of turns to it. It just keeps you going for more. It's just, very good game. If you haven't not picked it up on Steam for $10 right now or wherever else, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. So next, moving in, is of course Don't Starve. Now this of course is a survival horror-ish kind of game, where you're stuck in a random wilderness and you have to survive and, don't starve. It borrows some light elements from certain games, such as, roguelike, and it's based lightly off Minecraft, but it has its own charm to it, its own distinctive nature to it. It's almost like that mod. I've actually heard one of my friends named Moxie, he brought this up before, about how there's a Warcraft 3 mod that of course had you be in the middle of a wilderness, you have to survive a night, blah blah blah. Pretty much Don't Starve is just like that, but it's really refined and really, really, really good. Moving next on the list is Metro The Last Light, or Metro Last Light for all you folks. Now, it has a really good, dark, gritty story to it. It appealed to me so much till the very end, and it was so addicting to play. It was a much more improved version of the first Metro, but this right here is the next great installment. I do hope the sequel they do provide, it just does even more justice to everyone's hard drives as well as our fingertips, because gosh, it was a really great experience to play through the entire game. Moving on, of course, is Rogue Legacy. Now this is, by the pun of the name, is actually a roguelike game that's side-scrolling, and it's based in a random environment that, of course, involves dungeons and, labyrinths and, forest areas and, an attic-based kind of dungeon. It's straightforward game. You have a random castle you have to go through and try to, progress, but you will die quite often, and this is you just gotta deal with it. And every single time you die, you come back as a next generation to your kin. So you can pick between a couple or 3 folks, and what you do in this is you gotta, pick out just the right character and continue on. Or pick the favorite stat you liked from the previous generations, keep on going from there. It's just really addicting. You use money to upgrade your character, make yourself stronger, so by the time you go through the dungeon, you become stronger, a lot more adept to everything, and you'll be able to progress quite nicely. So again, it's a game about the journey, not the final conclusion. Moving on is Shadowrun Returns. This just brought the entire genre of Shadowrun and gave it a nice reboot, or at least gave it something that a lot of the fans could really appreciate. There are some things people gripe about lightly here and there, but the game itself has a lot of great elements going for it. Allowing you to create your own campaigns is pretty cool too. So again, a nice reboot for all those fans out there. Next on the list is Dragon's Crown. Now, Dragon's Crown, published by Atlas, oh my gosh, a gorgeous game. A beat-em-up with RPG elements, kind of like Diablo. You keep on playing the game just to find better loot, better weapons, and continue on to beat the said storyline, which the storyline is really good. I like it. It's nice RPG-ish style to it, nice D&D kind of elements to it. Great, gorgeous game. Great asses, great boobs. I mean, what? Moving on, and the last on the list. Now, again, this is not by any means a disregard towards its quality within the list, but it's just a game that I felt like I had to save the best for last for me. And that had to be Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, again, I was taken back on how good this game actually was. Now, I'm not really a heavy GTA fan. I'm not. I never really was. I thought that Vice City was good. Was really good. I played through that once or twice, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. GTA 4 can give a shit less about, and the rest of them were alright, I suppose, but 5 really got me addicted and made me want to play through the entire thing, and just sit around and continue and complete it. Now, I did not play the multiplayer or the GTA Online aspect of it, because I just can't be fucked to do that shit. I just don't care about it. So, I mean, as a game in itself, the storyline's pretty good. I enjoy it. It's like a buddy, rogue kind of buddy thing going for it, and it's just fun. Exploring the city was just nice, especially on the hardware for the PlayStation 3. It just, gorgeous looking game. I can only imagine how this is going to look on the PC when it comes out in the future, which it will. We all know it will. Now, I got 2 games here that are honorable mentions. Now, the reason why I did not put these on the list, period, wasn't because they're bad games. It's just because I wanted to keep it as a straightforward top 10 list. So, Path of Exile had to be one of those, fruits of labor, where it was just so good. It was just a nice game, and it was something that a lot of people from Diablo 2 wanted out of a Diablo 3 game. Did not get it, though, sadly, so the team behind Grinding Gear Games made this title that was just such a nice, refreshing kind of dungeon crawler. And it has an interesting system with these, you get materials which you trade for weapons or whatever else. And it just, really good free-to-play game. And yes, it's free-to-play, does not mean it banes you and gives you, anything, takes away from you, says, oh yeah, you need to buy this in order to be better at the game. It doesn't do that. It does mostly microtransactions that are based off cosmetics, really, more than anything else. There's really nothing in this game that will make it a buy-to-win. It's just a play-to-win game, where you just play the game and you complete it, and that's it. And you pretty much, at the end of the game, you beat the guy who exiled you. That's all there is to it. It's like a love story better than Twilight could ever tell. Now, the last game is Battlefield 4. Now, I like this game a lot. Don't get me wrong. I understand, too, that the reason why teammates are so bad is because there's lack of communication or people are just fucking ignorant. One of the two. But this game, while it's pretty much a copy pasta of Battlefield 3, I didn't think Battlefield 3 was bad at all, so I couldn't find anything wrong with this one either. I thought Battlefield 4 had a nice couple additions to it. It sort of slightly suffers from that Call of Duty syndrome, slightly. I'm not going to say Call of Duty syndrome is horrible to even incorporate into a Battlefield game, but it offers those slight elements, but it's a really good game. I enjoy it a lot. I play it a lot. Next to Final Fantasy XIV at the moment, sadly. It's a bane made in hell. And, excuse me, it's a very, 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 very good game. So, again, that is my top 10 list with as well as a couple of honorable mentions. If you agreed with this list, please be sure to give me some feedback. Other than that, take it easy. Thank you all for watching, and take care.